What? It's that remix, baby.
Yeah, break it.
Welcome to the episode of Intothewestcomics, a new comic book day edition. Guys, the year is wrapping up, and I know everybody's running around shopping and being crazy and yelling at each other. But it's a great day for comic books in America. Marcus,
Yes.
I see that you have some stuff over there.
I do.
I'm here with Marcus and my hot dog, Paul.
Oh, Jesus.
Marcus, why don't you start us off? What do you got over there?
Please.
All right. So first one for this, my pick for this week, as far as single issues is concerned, is the new Invincible Iron Man. So this is This is basically a new number one. So it's a good jumping on point for those who want to get into Iron Man. It's basically continuing where Christopher Cantwell left off at issue 25, which was an oversized issue. So far, it's been great. The first issue written by Jerry Duggan, who also is known for his X-Men stuff, as well as Savage Avengers. That run, which he just completed actually before another writer and creative team took over. And basically it picks up where he Christopher Cantwell left off. Still, Tony Stark is still dealing with alcoholism. He's still dealing with a lot of fallout with his friends and his close allies, among them in the Avengers as well. And he's trying to pick up the pieces, but while that's going on, somebody's out to get him. So he's basically trying to figure out who's setting him up, who's making him look bad, also in the eyes of the public at the same time. So it's a good setup. I'm definitely excited for it. I was really very nervous because Christopher Cantwell's 25 issue run was so good. It was so good that I was hoping that whoever took over would do a great job. And Jerry Duggan, man, he's like the new John Byrne. He's like the guy who's good at taking over from good runs, you know, because he also took over for X-Men when Jonathan Hickman left. So that was a tough act.
He's writing a few X-Men books, isn't he?
I believe so. He's doing the main X-Men.
He's not writing Wolverine.
No, that's Benjamin Percy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly.
But he's solid.
But he's a great one. He also has been writing for DC as well. He did the Freeze Batman
One Bad Day.
Yeah. So he's getting around. He's definitely getting around, and yeah, definitely a good pick for this week as far as single issues is concerned. And hopefully they'll collect Christopher Cantwell's run in some sort of hardcover of something. I thought we would have something by now, but we don't.
That sucks.
Unfortunately. Yeah. Other than trades.
It's probably in the works.
Yes.
It'll be soon.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get an early solicit soon.
Paul, well, you have lots of stuff over here.
I do have lots of stuff. I want to talk about two things. I got lots of stuff because I'm going to pawn some stuff off on people before we leave here. But so this week, my two singles, I'm going to do two singles. I'm going to start with, we talked about it a little bit last week and when the run started, the first arc of Batman by Chip Zdarsky and Jorge Jimenez has finished. The cover art has all been fantastic. The story has been incredible. And the art has been just as good. And it's been really fun to read, not just because it's a new, fun Batman story. I haven't really stuck with Batman, the mainline run since the beginning of Tom King's run, and then I kind of fell off it. This is the first time I've been reading it, keeping up with it, because it's great. It ties into a lot of the classic stories. And this is basically a story, the first arc, born out of Tower of Babel and Batman R.I.P., two of the best and most seminal Batman stories that you've ever read and ever heard of. And even if you don't know what Tower of Babel is, and you even kind of know what superheroes are, Batman has a plan for everybody. That's what that comes from. This story arc is, Batman had a plan for himself too, after Superman said something to him that really made him think. And I think that statement alone sells this book on anybody. The art is perfect. Jorge Jimenez is born to draw Batman just as much as like Dan Moore is born to draw Superman.
He's good.
And Zdarsky knows how to write Batman. He doesn't make him unthinking and unfeeling. He loves the Bat family. He does things he needs to do sometimes, but it's never out of like Frank Miller telling Robin to shut the hell up or something like that. It's care. Even when he does something crass in this arc, you can tell it's from a place of care. And it's really fun, delve into the psyche of Batman, and it's action-packed and super cool. Now, the second book I wanted to talk about was, I'm going to use two, but it's the Nightwing run by Tom Taylor. We talked about it a lot. We have the annual, which just came out, and then last month, Nightwing, that's going to be Nightwing 98. This ongoing series has continued to be the best, period. There's not one better, and it's the most fun to read. The villain Heartless, you get his origin in the annual, which we've kind of been waiting for a long time, and it's every bit as satisfying as I wanted it to be. You see what's coming up for the next arc and what Dick is going to have to deal with this villain. And then the Nightmite issue is everything I love about Tom Taylor. It's just a lot of fun, and he makes the fifth dimensional imps a little more interesting, in my opinion. They're always kind of like haters, and they want to mess with like Superman or Batman. That's Batmite and Mr. Mixaplit. But Nightmite is more similar to Dick as opposed to the other fifth dimensional imps, and it's a lot of fun, and he helps Dick save a little girl for reasons I won't tell you because I want you to read it. And then last thing I'll say on it is Bruno F. Redondo is the best artist in comics. There's not one better. It's not close.
It's pretty great.
He is. It's like reading a movie. It's like looking at a set piece where like something crazy happens every single panel. And I love every second of it. And Redondo isn't on the annual. The art in the annual is great, but he's missed because of how great he is. And I can't sing his praises enough, or Taylor's, or Zdarsky's. Those runs are both fun. The Bat Family is better than it's ever been. Detective is great as well, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't actually be surprised if they at some point put him in some sort of absolute format edition, because his art, he has
Redondo.
Redondo. He has so many like iconic panels in the Nightwing
incredible.
run.
Well, I don't know what exactly is
wow.
going on as far as his contract with doing Nightwing, but I read something that he's going to be doing the Brave and the Bold series.
Oh, great.
And I don't know if that's taking him away from. I'm assuming he might do both.
Right.
I don't know how frequently he'd be doing both interiors for the books, but there's a new Brave and the Bold series. I think it's going to be in May or June.
Right.
That is, maybe it's Mark Waid is writing it. I'm not sure.
That could be
but
really cool.
But I think that Redondo is supposed to be doing the interiors.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Time will tell. You got something over there.
Yeah. So for trade, well, this isn't actually a trade. It's a hardcover version, but it was available, or still might be available in trade paperback, and that is Superman, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. So earlier this week, I made some rounds to some other local comic shops just to visit, and I had no idea that this was reprinted in 2020 in hardcover format. I actually picked up the back issue some time ago, and it's written by Alan Moore, and art is done by Kurt Swan, among others. And this was great because it not only is a story, it's supposed to be the final Silver Age Superman story. Basically, they're bookending that to a close. So all the way from Action Comics, the early beginning, all the way to now, to this story, is the Silver Age of Superman before they decided to relaunch him into the Rebirth era. And so it's a great collection. This particular one collects not only the story, the final story, but it also has a crossover that I didn't even know existed with Superman and Swamp Thing, as well as For the Man Who Has Everything, which was
just one of my favorite Superman stories.
It was actually adapted into a Justice League Unlimited animated series episode, and that actually was written by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons just before Watchmen. So, oh my God, so cool. So anyway, this would be my pick. It's basically the story goes, you're basically seeing the final, I guess, final days of Superman through the eyes of a reporter who's interviewing Lois Lane. Superman's gone now, and then you see all kinds of iconic characters as that pop up as she's recounting the final events that she was aware of. Brainiac is in there, Mr. Mixaplit, yeah, and Legion of Superheroes are also in there, and it's just a great. And there's also contributions by George Perez, Rick Veet, who also did Swamp Thing, as well as some of the Miracle Man stuff as well. So, man, I can't recommend this one.
You know what my
enough,
favorite
actually.
thing about that story is in particular? I got that same trade probably about a year and a half ago, and I didn't know For the Man Who Has Everything was in it. That's one of my favorite comic stories. Maybe one of the
That's a good
best single Superman issue ever.
Right.
It's incredible. My favorite thing about that though, for the whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, it informed. I'm blanking on his name right now. Whatever happened to the Cape Crusader, Neil Gaiman. That is one of my favorite Batman stories ever. And it really gives you an insight into who Batman is as a person and how the two characters of Superman and Batman are very similar in what they want to get done. And we don't get that story without this story.
Yeah.
And Gaiman talks about that in the foreword of the hardcover for Whatever Happened to the Cape Crusader. And I think that book means a lot to what the characters are and have become over time.
Right. And then just to be specific, that story For the Man Who Has Everything is in Superman Annual number 11 from 85.
Yep.
Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. So
Fantastic.
if you guys are doing some back issue rummaging.
And go watch the Justice League Unlimited episode or Justice League
Unlimited.
cartoon. I'm not sure if it's unlimited or not, but
Yeah, it's unlimited. Yeah.
and Alan Moore worked on the cartoon too, which he notoriously hates adaptions of his stuff. So it's kind of cool that he worked on that.
These are early years. So this is probably when he was
Before he was grumpy.
Not hesitating.
Just kind of grumpy.
just kind of, yeah. He was still very. He was full. He and Dave were full of spirit, and they were just full on, just taking everything as it came, and they've done a wonderful. They've contributed so much to the comic book world. It is astounding. I mean, yeah, just like Mark Waid. Just if you just Google any of their names, you'll see all kinds of stuff popping up.
Yep.
You won't even realize how much they actually contributed from various projects, various publishers, various characters. It's amazing. So yeah, that would be my pick for trades.
So you guys got to hear their picks for this week and little callbacks to some stuff from years past.
Right.
Guys, next week I want to get your picks for this year, for the year of 2022. We're going to be doing that with series for an ongoing series. I want to get your picks for best ongoing series, or your favorite, I should say, ongoing series, and then for your limited series as well. And then you can throw an artist in there. Somebody wants to throw an artist, you want to throw a writer, kind of thing. You want to do one of each, whatever. But I'm really interested to see what you guys think. Really good suggestions. I appreciate you guys this week. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you go visit your LCS, go down to a comic book store, go get some comics, go read some comic books, and please consider adding us to your pull box if you haven't done so already. We appreciate it so much. Guys, we will talk to you soon. Have a great evening.
Have a great evening.